Okay, so I see that you've clicked on this video hoping to find out in how many ways we can unalive this little bastard of a child John calls his. I know we all secretly know it's obvious. Well, friend, I'm happy to know that my potential viewers are as range as me. When it comes to video games, of course. Please don't take this out of context. Please. Okay, let's get into it, shall we? First of all, it's the simple one tap to the dome. Be it with a pistol, a rifle, a shotgun, bow, or tomahawk. You can still look at him fall down like the little loser that he is. Okay, I admit that that's a bit harsh. I'm sorry. Like, that's no way to talk to a child. Now, let's take this boy to an open fire and see how he does. Well, obviously he ain't fireproof, but boy, he definitely smells delicious when barbecued properly. Unlike his filthy mother. With these two out of the way, I'm thinking a good old-fashioned fisting will do the trick for this little bastard. Doing this, though, makes me kind of feel sad as he's an okay kid and it's not his fault that his father has half a brain and his mother is a seller of bodily love. What? After beating the Riz and Sigma out of this little TikTok scroller, I'm thinking what's the best way to celebrate this other than to throw him out into this beautiful swamp area for the local wildlife to enjoy. And immediately after, a swamp doggo introduces his sharp fangs to this delicious little cupcake. With the swamp doggo now out of the way, I decided it would be extremely wise to take this kid on a mountain trip where he could enjoy the extreme weather conditions and potentially get eaten by a grizzly bear. And shortly after arriving, I see this monstrosity running at full speed towards our poor little boy. Having now given the kid some amazing memories that he will surely cherish and fondly remember once he grows old, I decide it's time for him to meet a pack of wild doggos. While the doggos dismantle the poor skibbity Rizzzler, I want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you that are currently watching. Please make sure to hit that like button and comment down below what the worst way to get unalived in this game is for you. With the doggos now leaving nothing but the bones, I decided it would be an extremely good idea to take this little skibbity Rizzzler to meet an extremely hot cougar. Okay, like, not that kind of a cougar you're sick of. This still is a family-friendly channel, despite what some of you might think. And this cougar encounter goes about as well as you would expect, with the little skibbity diddler being mauled within mere seconds. Having now unalived this little bastards in a few simple ways, it's time to get a bit more creative, and by creative I mean it's time to hogtie this little bastard and throw him out of a hot air balloon. Well, there he goes pancaking onto the ground, and I gotta say, that had to hurt. Ouch! Now, after this, I realized it would be a bit of a shame if I didn't show you all the other ways you can this little chump. Cue the montage. With the montage now out of the way, I think it's time we trample this boy. Well, this is a bit messier than I thought it would be, but hey, it'll get the job done, eventually.
2 hours later.
Now, having trampled him, it's time to run him over with a wagon. Okay, I don't know if I should laugh as this kind of makes me look really cruel, while in reality I'm an upstanding citizen who helps the elderly and looks out for his fellow neighbors, especially when they're old and sick and need a gentle push down the stairs. Anyways, having run this little bastard over, I decided that hog-tying him and leaving him on the train tracks would be an extremely satisfying sight to see for pretty much all of us. Well, honestly, I gotta say that kind of felt underwhelming. And now having done pretty much all the potential ways to unalive this little skibbity Rizzzler, I thought it would be only fitting to hog-tie him and dump him into the water. But on second thought, dumping him straight into a hot spring might be the better idea. With that done, I think it's time to get up close and personal with this little brat. Now, stabbing him and slashing him has to be really satisfying. Of course, if you are a total psychopath and have no actual empathy. Me, on the other hand, I have done this entire thing while looking away from my screen and had my wife do the unaliving for me. That's true dedication to saving your soul and not ending up in the devil's asshole people call hell. Having done all of that, I kind of feel like we're missing something. Maybe a bit of hanging, or blowing him up. Blowing him up with some explosive ammo. Dodge some skibbity cum right there. I gotta say, it's not easy being a cowboy in the Wild West. From the stressful life brought upon you by the fact that there are literal psychopaths around you murdering little children, to the fact that food is scarce and even the little food you have tastes like straight ass. Not that I know what ass tastes like, but looking at whatever this is gives me a pretty good idea. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope to hear your thoughts on what the worst way to get unalived in this game is. Make sure to comment down below. Also, please hit that subscribe button so we can make more of these videos and keep you entertained while the world falls apart one skibbity brain cell at a time. Stay silly and I'll see you in the next one.